Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 2025 DNR Roundtable. This moment is my favorite moment of the day, and it's probably better for me than it is for you all, so I apologize for that, but I get to stand here and I get to see this entire room filled, literally from the front, and what I love is there's no shyness in the room. The front tables are even filled in, and it is filled all the way to the back, standing room only. There actually are some seats up here if people who are standing want to come up. But the room is full of people here today, and I think it really represents the opportunity that I believe Roundtable is to come together as collaborators and as Minnesotans to engage in a day full of conversation about conservation of our natural resources and our outdoors in the great state of Minnesota. And this week marks an anniversary for me. It is my 6th anniversary of serving as the Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources. Thank you. I will say it is a true honor and a privilege to serve in this role and to work with every one of you in this room and Minnesotans across our state. I will also say, and I'm going to be honest here for a moment, so reporters in the room, you can put your pens or keyboards down. This job isn't everything that I expected it would be. And thinking back to my first roundtable, standing here, although not necessarily in this room, as commissioner in January 2019, none of us at that time could have imagined the tremendous upheaval that was ahead. The global COVID-19 pandemic and the widespread civil unrest following the murder of George Floyd brought change and challenge, as we all know, on local and state and national and even international scales. And so we too, at DNR and in the conservation community, adapted, transformed our work. And since then, change and the uncertainty that comes with that appears to be our constant companion. I also want to tell you, though, why this job is so much more than I expected it to be. In the cloudiness of that uncertainty, we are absolutely clear about the value that Minnesotans place on our natural resources. It is also absolutely clear that no matter what this crazy world throws at us, the people in this room, the DNR staff, conservation professionals, Minnesotans, we will rise up, we will protect our natural resources, and we will steward those resources for future generations. And I think nothing exemplifies the hope and the opportunity before us better than the overwhelming response from Minnesotans in renewing the Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund this past election. Yeah. Minnesotans spoke loudly and they spoke clearly. And it's now up to us to act. So more on that call to action in a moment. First, I do want to acknowledge our amazing DNR leadership team, and I want to share a few more examples of hope and opportunity seized and success from 2024. So I hope you'll join me in saying hello to our DNR leadership team. Please make sure to visit with them throughout the day, and I'm going to ask them to stand so you can see them and know who they are and look for them. First, our commissioners, Deputy Commissioner Barb Naramore, our assistant commissioners, Bob Meyer, Jess Richards, and Shannon Lotthammer, our regional directors, Ben Berge, Shelley Patton, Grant Wilson, and Scott Ramehelt, and our division directors, Kelly Straka, Katie Smith, Ann Pierce, Patty Thielen, Colonel Rodman Smith, Joe Henderson, and Rena Solheide. Please join me in thanking them for their incredible leadership. you. Each year, this team tracks the progress that we've made as a department. And I'm excited to share just a few of those accomplishments from 2024. And I can see some people are getting a little nervous. Don't worry. I'm just going to give you a high-level list because I know none of you came here to sit in this room all day and listen to me long into the night. I'm also about to throw a lot of numbers at you. And so I'm going to ask you not to focus so much on the numbers, but to really key in on the scope and the scale of those accomplishments, of what we've achieved together to benefit our natural resources and outdoor recreation. So let's start with Get Out More, a $150 million investment to enhance outdoor recreation. And there are 5 key areas of investment in Get Out More: enhancing access and welcoming new users to public lands and outdoor recreation facilities, modernizing camping and related infrastructure, enhancing fisheries and fishing infrastructure, modernizing boating access, and restoring streams and modernizing water-related infrastructure to support outdoor recreation. Momentum continues to build for Get Out More projects across the state in 63 of Minnesota's 87 counties. So you will start to see this progress as you are out spending time on our public lands and waters. Here are just a few of the Get Out More milestones for 2024. First, construction kicked off at William O'Brien State Park, where we will upgrade trails to better accommodate mobility devices and add accessible campsites and an accessible canoe and kayak launch. We will also build new restrooms and shower facilities that are both accessible and more accommodating for families. This is just one of the more than 100 small and large-scale access and accessibility projects throughout the state funded through Get Out More. The investments to modernize camping will go to Minneopa and Myrie-Big Island State Parks. The Minneopa project is in the planning phase and includes a campground with larger, accessible sites, modernized facilities, and improved wayfinding and trails. At Myrie-Big Island, the design for a new wastewater infrastructure system was completed in 2024, and construction will begin later this year. Funding for improvements to the state fish hatcheries, I know we have several fans of that work in this room, has already allowed us to address a backlog of deferred maintenance to improve the safety, usability, and effectiveness of hatcheries in New London, Glenwood, Pike River, and Spire Valley. Planning is also underway for the reconstruction of the Waterville and Crystal Spring hatcheries. DNR will also update at least 115 of Minnesota's 1,700 state-managed public water access sites. Already, we've completed 4 large-scale projects involving comprehensive improvements and 15 smaller-scale projects. And finally, Get Out More investment includes 10 dam removal or modification projects and 5 culvert replacements. This work will reconnect an estimated 158 miles of streams. 14 projects reached the design stage in 2024, with 7 of those projects far enough along in the process that construction is expected to begin this year. As I said, each of these Get Out More projects represents an investment that Minnesotans and visitors to our state will not only see, but also experience. We also know that these investments are critical to sustaining outdoor recreation industry in our state, which according to recent numbers is now a $13.5 billion industry in Minnesota. In addition to Get Out More accomplishments, in 2024, we were thrilled to designate Minnesota's newest wildlife management area. Located on more than 1,800 acres, Keystone Woods is one of the largest remaining undeveloped tracts of land in the Twin Cities metro area. The site was originally acquired by the Trust for Public Land with support from the Outdoor Heritage Fund. It is now owned by the state of Minnesota, managed by DNR for wildlife conservation, public use, and outdoor enjoyment. For those of you who like to fish, anyone? I know there, yeah, oh, Vern, yep, okay. There was a status upgrade for native fish this year. Spurred by input from the Isaac Walton League, DNR worked with the legislature to formally recognize native rough fish in statute and extended the many protections previously applied only to game fish. The DNR has since increased our focus on native rough fish management, including new outreach and education efforts and rulemaking to implement bag limits for these species. I'm also proud of the excellent educational opportunities we provided in 2024 as an important way we connect Minnesotans of all ages with the outdoors and foster a greater appreciation for our natural resources and public lands. For example, DNR continues to grow our volunteer safety instructor program. In 2024, we certified more than 500 new safety instructors to help Minnesotans stay safe when they're using firearms, ATVs, and snowmobiles. We also recertified more than 100 instructors in those areas. Some of those instructors are probably in this room today, and you should know that some have been serving as safety instructors for 40 years or more. So thank you to those folks. Our Minnesota School Forest Program celebrated 75 years of connecting students with nature through outdoor classrooms, serving 50,000 students annually. And our Minnesota Minerals Education Workshop celebrated its 25th anniversary, helping K-12 earth science teachers gain a better understanding of Minnesota's geologic history. Now, that's a pretty long list I just shared with you, and don't worry, I won't give you a quiz later or ask you to recite any of those numbers back to me. But I do hope that what you focused in on and keyed in on is the fact that a lot has been accomplished and that partners were instrumental in getting this work done. And just as there's not time to list all of the accomplishments, it's impossible to name all of the great partners we worked with. I know I named a few, and many others are featured throughout the sessions today, but know that all of you are important to this work. Engaging with Minnesotans is a critical component of our work, and we rely deeply on our partnerships to manage natural resources. As our mission says, we work with Minnesotans. These successes are your successes, and I hope that you will take as much pride in them as we do. So while I'm excited about these accomplishments, there is so much more to come in 2025. And if you remember one number from my remarks here today, I hope it is the number 4. 4. That's because going forward, one of the biggest efforts is our For the Outdoors initiative, which provides a path towards sustainable funding for the DNR. When we started this work in 2021, we wanted to make sure we had a shared vision for the future of conservation and outdoor recreation. So we engaged with a diverse cross-section of Minnesotans, and it was again clear that Minnesotans deeply value natural resources and want to be part of the actions we take to sustain and manage those resources. We identified 4 action steps, which you can see on the screen. This year, we invite you to engage with us on the use and applications of fees, including potential fee increases, and we also hope to make changes to our license plate program as part of the effort to secure stable and predictable base operational funding. We're going to have the opportunity to talk more today about For the Outdoors in 2 sessions, so please feel free to join us in those. And as we move throughout the year, there will be many opportunities to engage with this, and I look forward to working with all of you in this room on that effort. With the state's budget forecast looking a little cloudy over the next couple biennia, this work comes at an important time and at an intersection of both opportunity and need. I imagine that everyone in this room is aware that in 2024, Minnesotans overwhelmingly approved the constitutional amendment to extend the state's lottery-funded Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund. What you may not be aware of is the not-so-subtle message that was telegraphed in this result. The November 2024 election dramatically demonstrated deep divides among Americans and Minnesotans on nearly every issue you can think of. Every issue, that is, except one. Except one. The renewal of the Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund was supported by 77% of Minnesotans. Yes, 77%. This was not a close vote, people, not a close vote. And it wasn't just supported in part of Minnesota, it was supported across the state in every county. Now that's a message that is absolutely clear, and it's one that we all need to hear. This is an opportunity that we need to seize on, and it's a call to action that we need to take up together. Today, we are honored to have with us keynote speaker Adam Snyder, Senior Director of Strategy for the Global Conservation Campaigns team at the Nature Conservancy. Adam is going to share with us what Minnesota's broad support for the ENRTF means in a national context, as well as the opportunity and call to action the support signifies. Adam could not be a more fitting speaker for this topic, and I think you will enjoy both his expertise and his enthusiasm. Adam, thank you very much for being with us here today. But before we get to Adam, and speaking of someone who can spot an opportunity a mile away and call people to action, I want to welcome our Lieutenant Governor, Peggy Flanagan. Now, Lieutenant Governor Flanagan is a first-time Roundtable attendee. How many other first-timers do we have here? Okay, so you all are in good company. Lieutenant Governor Flanagan is a strong advocate for the environment and natural resources. She and her family enjoy spending time in nature, so she knows the value of our outdoors, for our economy, for education, for health and wellness, and for its own sake. She knows that healthy natural resources are a key part of what makes Minnesota the best place for children and families. Lieutenant Governor, we are so grateful that you are with us here today. Thank you so very much. Welcome to the DNR 2025 Roundtable.
Thank you so much, and let's please give it up for our Commissioner, Sarah Strommen.